Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Everquest Old School. And tonight we are playing in Mistmoore. I know you guys have been looking forward to it. I have. I'm level 21 and I just got here. Now I am at a pool group. Now I didn't record how to get here, but I will very shortly when I have the time. Once this group is over with, let me... Okay, the route's already on it. So the way you get here is basically from the entrance. You just take a left, and right there where you see that tree, if you take a right from that tree, it'll take you right to the entrance. Literally like, I don't know, 40 steps down the way. So we're really, really close to the exit if we have to run. Now, we do have a monk here, and he's pulling for us. Now, we probably should have told him, if I hadn't been doing the recording, that's exactly what I would have done. I should have told him that there was a pop, because as a puller, he doesn't have eyes over here. He does not know what's going on in the group unless you tell him. So you want to make sure that you keep the pooler up to date if the room pops while he's gone. Now, of course, you could make the argument that it's up to him to keep an eye on the timers and know when he's supposed to be back. Well, yeah, kind of it is, but you know, if he gets the timers off, you're part of the group. It's not all about blaming people and saying, you know, it's his responsibility, and if he's not doing it, then we're not going to do it either. You know, that's not how it is. If one of your group members is slacking because either he just doesn't know better or he's just lazy, whatever the case may be, it's up to everybody else to pick up the slack, because if you don't, then you could die. And dying in this game really, really sucks. The corpse runs, the loss of experience, you know, the delay in combat and the experience you normally would have made otherwise. So yeah, don't always just be like, you know, he'll see it when he comes back. Well, maybe he will. Maybe he won't. And what if it's hiding behind a tree and he brings two other guys back with him thinking that, okay, 2 guys is fine, 3 guys may be pushing it, but 2 guys is okay. And yet, when he gets back, now there's a 3rd guy because there was already one there. And if one guy is spawning, chances are there could be another one spawning. If you're in a camp, there could be 2 or 3 guys in that camp. And if one pops and he comes back with another 2, yeah, you're going to have 4 on you, and then you're going to have 5. It's a real nightmare. So yeah, it's not something you really want to do. So you want to let them know. Let them know that, oh, one popped. Let him know what kind, so that he's aware when he comes back what he is in store for. If it's a wizard, he knows that he has a little bit of time before everybody's dead, basically, because it's still going to be casting even if it's rooted. Whereas if it's a tank, he knows that, okay, I don't have to get back right away. Once it's rooted, it's good. If I'm kind of in a bind over here, I can fatigue death, and I'm not really worried about the group dying. You know, the casters, they suck really bad. They can either blast you, especially in this zone. They're very, very hard when they're blasting you. And then, of course, they have the option to root you or not stun you, or they can do that too, but charm you, which is a real nightmare depending on who they charm. And for those of you who are not familiar with that spell, charming is the ability to basically make somebody else your pet. So if a player has charm, like bards will get it and enchanters will get it, they have the ability to cast it onto an enemy and make that enemy their pet for a limited time. And I think it varies on the level of the mob, the level of you, their resist versus that spell, how much charisma you have on you, things of that sort. So it kind of all goes in together. And, you know, of course, the higher those skills are for you, the longer and longer it will last. I've seen charm last for, you know, 10, 15 minutes, sometimes even longer, if it's done right with the right kind of person and the right kind of equipment. It's so camped. Hold on one, guys. My guild guys are talking to me. I'm not sure why. I've logged on for... I've been on for about 40 minutes. Hold on one second. Let's see. Is that an I or an L? I think it's an I and then an E. So, yeah, it's just one of those things that if something happens in the area that you're at, let the puller know. You know, even if it's just that you hear the mobs in the next room over, they're not actually in the same room that you're at. They're one room over, and you know that he's going to have to pass by that room to get back to you. Well, if you hear them that they're up, let him know. Let him know that, you know, there's sounds coming from that room, so he knows what to expect. Maybe he has to invis past that room, get prepared for it, and then move into it once everybody's ready and full power. Who knows what the case is, but though you got Cleric kills now. Okay, so one of our guys are leaving pretty soon. Let's see, who is he? He looks like a druid, maybe? Yeah, probably a druid. If he was talking about healing, I don't think he looks like a ranger. Now, I could always just do a who all on him. In fact, I'll do that real quick. Who all. Oh, I forgot the eye. Let's see, what is he? Yeah, he's a level 28 druid. Wow, pretty high. I'm only level 21. Now, you can be really, really high. I think this goes up to like 35 or something like that in this zone. So there's quite a few levels I can get here. Now, I'm not going to stay here for too long. What I'm going to be doing is actually going back and forth between Mistmoore and Unrest. And for those of you who want to see how to get to Mistmoore, I did a video where I actually ran from Unrest to Mistmoore. So you can watch the entire video as I run there. But basically all it is there's several rooms over here that I can do up to, I think, level like 23, 24 that are really, really good that a lot of people are at. And then for a few levels in between, I've heard that there's a few groups that it's really hard to get into. And so I figured I'd go back to Unrest and do some of the groups that I hadn't been able to get into over there, like the Fireplace, which is just a little bit higher than I am right now. And then, you know, if I can go down to the basement. So there's a lot of the zone to explore. So I don't want to spend too much time. In fact, I kind of spent a lot of time in that main room, which some of you guys have already seen a number of videos. And that's kind of why when I upload, I try anyways to break them up. Okay, they disbanded. I tried to break it up so that if you guys are watching when I'm uploading them, you can see that, oh, okay, he's playing his alt today, so it breaks it up a little bit, and you don't have to see the same zone over and over and over again. And see, it doesn't bother me when I play it like that. I love sitting in a room for 6-7 hours and camping it, you know, and actually getting a name to spawn and getting lots of experience and being with the same group that whole time. That's a cool feeling for me. I just don't know if you guys enjoy watching it as much when it's, you know, an hour every day of the same group and the same spot. I try to portray the game as it really is, and it does have slow parts in the game. So if you're thinking about coming into the game, you're watching these videos, and you're like, oh, this looks like a pretty cool game. I like the way it looks. Oh, no group lame. Well, our group disappeared. Okay, so looking for group. Let's see. I am going to have to change my view. Let's go back to first person. And I'm going to stay over here next to him. I don't know. Well, there's our monk over there. I don't know what. Just head right. I will fill up. Oh, it will fill up, okay. So I'm trying to make sure I'm paying attention. This is one of those zones that if you're not paying attention when you're in them, people can die, and people will die. So you want to make sure that you at least, you know, look at what the guild chat is saying, make sure if they're telling you to move, or, you know, cast a buff, or get ready for a big fight, that you're well aware of that. In other groups that I've been in, like over in Unrest, it was a little bit easier for me to slack off a little bit due to my level. But as we get higher and higher up in the levels, and sometimes when you don't have the perfect group makeup in the first place, you can run into some serious problems. Oh, there's a train to the zone. You can run into some serious problems. In fact, let me see if I can capture it on camera. There's one. Now that looks like a player. And so there was 2 players who ran by. I don't see the mobs at all. So they must be coming from another side, or they got to the zone line in time, which I don't really think they could have done. I mean, it did look like they had so on. Oh, here comes something. Let's see if we can click on it. Nope, couldn't click on it in time. That was probably another player, wolf form. So you'll see that with trains is somebody will train, and the thing won't come right behind them. And the reason behind that is chances are they train somebody else. They hit somebody with their train, and they were either trying to fight it off, or it stopped for a few seconds to kill all 6 of them. You know, they're in a group, it kills all 6 of them. It takes them a few seconds to do that. Great train. This is probably a good experience for somebody because it was so camped in the zone. They just see it as a free pull, basically. But yeah, if it sits there and it starts hitting them, it stops for a few seconds. And then once they're all dead, it will continue on chasing after you. And if it hits another group in between, it's kind of spaced out. And meanwhile, you get all the way to the entrance, and nothing has followed you yet. And yet, if you give it enough time, if you don't zone, it will eventually get there. And of course, all the groups that you trained along the way are pretty much going to be hating your guts. So yeah, it definitely does suck. So just be aware of that. If somebody is running by you and you don't automatically see enemies chasing after them, you could still be in serious trouble. I would still invis up or move off to the side or do something for a few minutes. You know, usually if you wait 5-6 minutes and nothing still has come, then you're probably safe. But if you don't, see, there they go again. There's a couple more people. Actually, there was like 3 people there. So the train is still going on. So one of the things you have to deal with in the zone. In fact, this other guy right over here in front of me, add me to party. These people with their names. He's not in our group, but he came over here. I guess he's trying to avoid the train off to the side. And there goes somebody else. You can see the shadow through the wall there. And it's kind of hard to see in this zone because it is an outside zone, which means it does rain. And so when you get rain like this, it creates that fogginess that you can't see very far. There's another player there trying to hide. Coach. So there's some skeletons paving back. I saw one anyways. A little bit out there. So I guess, guys, this is going to be kind of a short video. I hoped it would be my first video in a group, but apparently that group only lasted about 5 minutes, 10 minutes at tops. It was kind of unfortunate. I don't know why they had to leave so quickly. We were actually doing fairly decent. It was probably, to be honest, it was probably they were leaving the group to get to a better group. Because this is kind of a spot that people come to and they form a group to sit here while they are on the list to a better room. And then when that spot opens up, they just, you know, move on to that other group and they leave the other one in the lurch basically. But everybody understands that. It's basically just, if they weren't here in this group killing, you know, 1 or 2 creatures every few minutes, they'd be at the entrance all sitting right next to each other. So it's kind of an understanding that, yeah, it does suck to be left behind, but at least you made experience for a short while, because that's basically what it's all about on these little temporary groups. Oh, there's 4 or 5. So the creatures actually look like people, so they could have been, yeah, glyphed familiar. And he's yellow to us at 21. What is this other one? Oh, red. Wow. So yeah, some tough creatures coming out of this area. Got to be very, very careful with that. That's a small lake. That's, oh, no, I'm not going into all of that. So yeah, we're probably going to go ahead and end the episode here, guys. And I will pick it back up. I'll do another episode where we actually have a group and we're killing stuff again, because I'm really looking forward to trying the zone. It's kind of cool. Now, I've only shown you guys a little bit of it, but we will get deeper and deeper into it, and we will still go back to Unrest. So if you're looking for a very specific room in Unrest that I haven't shown you yet, I will get to it. I'm going to do every room in Unrest, and hopefully every room over here at least once. Preferably, I like to do 4 or 5 videos of each. Oh, we're going to get somebody else. Sweet. So again, guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, please hit that like button, subscribe button. Definitely helps my channel, and I greatly appreciate it. Also, you're more than welcome to leave comments down below. I'm a Druid level 24. There we go. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks again for watching.